Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking an absolute wealth of knowledge based on some fantastic insights from cybersecurity professional Ben and transforming it into your ultimate guide. Look, you already know how absolutely crucial cybersecurity is to our modern world, right? And you're probably following the major tech trends. But if you've ever found yourself wondering how to actually pivot your career into the trenches and jumpstart it from scratch in 2025, well, you are in exactly the right place.
Now, you might be wondering, how on earth do I actually start? It's the single biggest roadblock for most people. Breaking into the tech industry can feel like scaling this massive, impenetrable fortress. There are hundreds of certifications, thousands of job titles, and just endless, often totally conflicting advice scattered all over forums and blogs. Do you learn to code first? Do you learn networking? Do you just start hacking things? The sheer volume of information is completely overwhelming. Actually, it paralyzes incredibly smart people before they even begin.
But I want you to focus entirely on this number right here, 0. This entire roadmap we're about to cover, it's built for someone with absolute zero experience and zero background in cybersecurity. And honestly, starting from 0 is a massive advantage. It means you have absolutely no bad habits to unlearn. You don't need to be a coding genius. You don't need to be a math wizard. You just need a healthy dose of genuine curiosity, a willingness to tinker, and a clear, structured roadmap to follow. We are building your expertise entirely from the ground up.
Okay, let's dive into this. To lower your cognitive load, here is the exact step-by-step game plan we're going to follow. Number 1, starting from scratch. 2, securing core foundations. 3, conquering the cloud. 4, building your portfolio. 5, finding your niche. And finally, 6, skills over certificates.
So step 1, starting from scratch with the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate.
In an industry that is frankly infamous for an alphabet soup of confusing acronyms and certifications, this linear progression is just beautiful. Why? Because it completely removes the anxiety of choice. Step 1 is the Google Cybersecurity Certificate, followed by CompTIA Security Plus, then CompTIA Network Plus, and finally a cloud certification. You don't have to guess what's next. You don't have to worry if you're studying the wrong material. You literally just follow the path. You get your foot in the door with Google's super welcoming entry point, you build some momentum, and then you seamlessly move into the more rigorous CompTIA and cloud certs.
And you know what the most interesting part of this very first step is? That $49 figure. The Google certificate is incredibly affordable, especially when you compare it to massive university degrees or those $3,000 tech boot camps. You pay roughly $49 per month, which means you're only paying for the time you actually use to finish the material. The payment plan is completely flexible. If you have the time to lock in, study hard, and knock out the entire certificate in 1 month, boom! It costs you just $49 to complete step 1 of your new career. No way, right? But it's true.
And it isn't just cheap, it's incredibly effective. Across 8 different courses taught by Google professionals, you are learning vital foundational skills from day 1. Let's talk about why these actually matter. Take Linux, for example. Linux isn't just some alternative operating system. It's literally the underlying language of almost all enterprise servers. Python isn't just coding for the sake of coding. It's how you automate those boring, repetitive tasks so you can focus your time on actually hunting threats. Add in SQL for database management and core network security principles, and you're building a highly practical toolkit. Plus, completing this course even gives you a discount code for your next certification exam.
Now that you understand the basics, let's look at Phase 2, securing core foundations with the industry standard certificates.
First up in this phase is CompTIA Security Plus. This is a huge milestone, a real game changer. It's one of the most widely recognized entry-level certifications on the market. In fact, it often acts as an automated HR filter. That means if you don't have Security Plus on your resume, a human hiring manager might never even see your application. It covers a really wide range of essential topics. Think risk management basics, core cryptography, and threat mitigation. It gives you a broad understanding without getting you bogged down in the deep technical weeds. Essentially, it proves to employers that you understand the vocabulary of the industry.
Next up is CompTIA Network Plus. Now, some people take this before Security Plus, but either way, you absolutely need it. So the crucial point is, why is this here? Well, if you don't know how a digital packet gets from point A to point B, you have absolutely zero chance of stopping someone from intercepting it. You must have a foundational understanding of networking. You need to know how computers communicate, how routers and switches function, and how data flows across the internet using protocols like TCP/IP. Without this knowledge, you simply can't secure a network or figure out how an attacker bypassed your defenses. Treating network architecture as a core language is a massive, absolute must-have boost for your career.
Moving right along to Step 3, conquering the cloud and expanding to modern infrastructure.
Because let's face it, almost all companies and employers nowadays use some form of cloud infrastructure. You simply cannot ignore the cloud. Here we have a comparison of the two major entry-level cloud choices. Amazon AWS offers the Cloud Practitioner Cert, while Microsoft offers Azure Fundamentals, also known as AZ900. Both of these are going to teach you foundational cloud computing concepts, things like storage, compute power, and cloud security architecture. However, based on our sources' insights, AWS is often the preferred starting point. Why? Because AWS currently holds the lion's share of the cloud market, which means way more job postings will be actively searching for that specific keyword. But honestly, having either of these on your resume proves you understand modern infrastructure.
All right, time to pause the certification grind. Step 4, building your portfolio through projects and applications.
Earning those first 4 certs is an amazing achievement for sure, but theory is only half the battle. This is the action phase. Hiring managers really want to know if you can actually do the work. It's time to build a home lab. So what does that actually look like? Well, it means setting up your own virtual machines. It means configuring a basic firewall, maybe playing around with Active Directory, or setting up a lightweight intrusion detection system on your very own home network. Document what you build on a blog or a GitHub page. Update your resume to reflect these hands-on personal projects, and begin aggressively applying for internships and entry-level jobs. Get your real-world applications out there.
And while you're applying for those jobs, you should be moving into Step 5, finding your niche and choosing your specialized path. And this brilliantly illustrates where the path finally forks. You get to choose what actually excites you the most. On the defensive side, we have the blue team. These are the digital bodyguards. Think SOC analysts who spend their days triaging logs, maintaining alerts, and actively hunting for threats inside the network. The target advanced cert here is the highly respected Blue Team Level 1. Contrast that with the offensive side, the red team. These are the ethical hackers who are paid to break into systems, using penetration testing to find vulnerabilities before the bad guys do. Your target here would be the Practical Junior Penetration Tester by TCM Security. Both are incredible, highly specialized paths.
Finally, Step 6, skills over certificates. Let's talk about the reality of landing the job.
Here is the ultimate narrative twist, the real reality check of what makes a successful career in cyber. Certifications are going to be a great way for you to make your resume look better, but skills are going to be your main priority. This changes everything. Those paper certificates, they'll get your foot in the door. They get you past the automated HR software, they get you the interview, and maybe they land you a really solid internship. But actual, practical capabilities, knowing how to navigate a command line without looking up the syntax, those are the things that actually get you the job and, more importantly, keep you there when things get chaotic. Which brings us to this absolutely crucial piece of advice. Stay in the moment. Seriously, do not just rush through these exams and brain dump the material just to barely pass. If you brain dump to pass an exam, a technical interviewer is going to expose your lack of knowledge in the first 5 minutes of an interview. You must deeply internalize these concepts. And hey, once you do land that first entry-level job, never get complacent. The cybersecurity landscape literally evolves daily. New threats emerge, new tools are built, and you have to continuously develop your skills to stay relevant.
So, what does this all mean for you? It leaves us with a final provocative question to consider. Will you just collect certificates to fill a resume? Or will you stay in the moment to truly master the foundational skills? Approach your cybersecurity journey with genuine curiosity and patience. Follow the roadmap, dive deep into those real-world projects, focus on the underlying skills, and I promise you that zero-to-hero path will become your absolute reality. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.